The most depressing part about chasing dream is when the outside world won't catch up with the internal world. It is easy for me to sit here and visualize everything that I ever wanted, my dream life, my dream job, and making it the source of my motivation, but then I open my eyes and they're gone. Both the motivation and the dream life. If you are a spiritual person, the card of the day is gonna be the Fool. And as for the sign, I'm gonna give you hibiscus flower and the number 4. However, if you are not a spiritual person, you can use any of this sign as a reminder to keep on chasing your dream. Being delusional is not wrong. My mistake was that I always anchor myself to the end goal, to the delusion of having everything that I ever wanted. Anchoring myself to the end goal is not sustainable, especially if I ignore the complexity of the journey to get there. I have this polarizing imagery between failure and success, where I thought that the path that leads to success and to failure is different, when in reality, I don't think that's the truth. I think I can taste both failure and success on one singular path. I think that way because I think failure is not a destination. I need to constantly remind myself that failure is not a destination, and I need to embrace failure because the only way to get to where I want to be is through embracing failure. So I decided to stop anchoring myself to the end goal. When I close my eyes to visualize the dream life that I want to live, I won't just imagine the end goal. I'm gonna start visualizing about the process to get there, about the failure that I might encounter, not might but will, about the failure that I will encounter and how I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to accept the fact that I will fail before I meet success. And I'm going to think about the action that will be needed when I come across failure. With this, when I open my eyes and the dream life is not yet to be seen, I won't crumble. When I open my eyes and the thought of, oh, I'm not enough to live the dream that I want to live come up, when that thought come up, I won't reject it, and I'm going to analyze it, and I'm going to think, maybe I am not enough to live that dream life, but I am enough to start shaping myself into the version of me that is enough to live that dream life. I know it sounds negative, and I am not really good at explaining, so I'm just gonna giving you guys an example. For me, my dream life is to headline a sold-out stadium tour, and I know for a fact that I'm gonna need to do an extensive training. I'm gonna have to perform on a small stage with a small audience before I get to perform in a sold-out stadium. And I know for a fact that if the universe were to give me the stage and the opportunity to perform in a stadium, I am not capable of doing that. I don't have the capability to do that, to do it. Like, first, I know for a fact that I cannot sell a single ticket because nobody knows me. And second is that I don't know how to present myself in front of thousands of people. So I am not that version of me that is deserving, that is capable to live the dream that I want to live. But I am enough to start shaping myself to become the version of me that is enough to live the dream life. And how am I gonna shape myself into that version of myself that is deserving to live the life that I want to live? Is through embracing failure. Because like I said, failure is not a destination. Failure is a test. Failure is a tool. Failure is a checkpoint. It is everything but a destination. If I want to shape myself into that version of me that is capable of living the life that I want to live, I need to learn whatever it is that is being served to me by the failure. It is easier said than done. That is a fact, especially if the thing that I am doing passionately resulting in failure. I am a firm believer that doing things passionately is the only way to live, but I also understand that if I do things passionately and I'm failed, like it is failing to get the result that I want, that I want it to get, it is gonna hurt a lot more than if I do it with lack of passion. But as long as I keep reminding myself that failure is not a destination and getting up again and again, I know for a fact that the external world will eventually catch up with the internal world that I built.